Don't forget to like, subscribe and share the videos.
It was asked in 2022. It is a 15 mark question, 250 words question. So it is a direct question. First thing is it is more direct. There is nothing like discuss, critically examine, evaluate. Okay, so it is a simply what is type question, and it is asking about what is integrated farming system. The question is what is integrated farming system? Question mark. How it is it helpful to the small and the marginal farmers in India? So first thing you have to do is you have to identify the keyword. So here the keyword is nothing but it is an integrated farming system. So why you need to identify the keyword is you have to make an intro of it. So based on the keyword only you are going to give an intro. So you have to know about the keyword of that question. So you have to use that keyword as the intro. Next, before going to address any question, you need to think about certain data related to that question. Here it is speaking about the integrated farming system. So you need to know about what is integrated farming system. That is the first and foremost thing about this question. Second part, it is speaking about the small and marginal farmers. So before you are going to address this question, you have to know certain data. You have to think it. So if there is any data related to the small and marginal farmers of India, the data is more than 80% of the Indian farmer are small and the marginal farmers. So this is the data you need to use in this question. So you have to think it before you are making an answer writing. You have to do certain brainstorming about this question. So more than 80% of the India's farmer are small and marginal farmer. This is the data. You have to use it in your answer. That is the more important one, because it is an economic question. So you need to give certain data to enrich your answers presentation. Okay, so now we are going to discuss about the intro part. The question is simply about what is integrated farming system. So you simply say what is integrated farming. Okay, which means it is the reduction in the input cost by using the wastages of any other things like poultry, from the poultry, or else from any poultry, or else from the crop production. You are making an input for another input. Okay, for another production process you are using other things input as a, here it is a input for it. Okay, so that is simply about what is integrated farming system. For example, this aim to create a balanced and sustainable ecosystem by combining different types of farming practices. So the crops, livestock, fish, poultry, honey, and then agroforestry for the efficient use of the input and to increases the productivity. So here it is based on the concept that waste from one component becomes an input for the another part of the system. So this is simply about the integrated farming system. For example, consider that you have a field. Okay, in that field, you are near to that field, you have certain pond or lake like system to you. So in that pond or lake, you do the fish farming. You use that water for your crops. So it will provide the fertilizer for your field. It will act as a fertilizer, because in that fish farming, the fishes do the digestion process and they will add the wastages to that water. That will be act as a fertilizer for your crop field. At the same time, the crop's residue act as a food for this fish. So which means there will be a any fungus or anything. Okay, so that will be act as a food for the fishes. So by the way, you are recycling the waste into the input for another component. And also, for example, you may have a poultry farm. So the poultry, what they will do is they will reduce the weedicides. They will act as a weedicide. They will reduce the weed growth in your field. So that is also happens. So this is how you will reduces the input cost. At the same time, it will increases the productivity and also it will increases the income generation from all this thing, because in farming activities, okay, in crop cultivation you will get certain money, and also due to the fish farming you will get certain money, and also due to the poultry also you will get certain money. So it will enhances your income. At the same way, it is going to reduces the cost of spending on the farming activities like fishing, okay, or else due to on the crop production, or else on the poultry farming, it will reduces the spending on it. It will reduces the input cost. By the way, it is a win-win situation. It is one way it is going to increases your income, another way it is going to reduces the spending on the field. So these are the major things about the integrated farming system. Now you have to get into the answer. So you just say that what is integrated farming system. Next part of the question is speaking about the how it is helpful for the small and the marginal farmers in India. Now you have to use the data. More than 80% or 85% of the Indian farmers are small and marginal farmer. They are around holding a land of around 50% of the land holding they have. So in that scenario, they can't avail money to buy the inputs like seeds, like fertilizers, pesticides, insecticides. So for them, this integrated farming system will be a gift for them. Okay, so it will act as a gift for them. It will increases the output from it, and also it will reduces the input cost also. You can say that, and then you have to give the benefits of it. First thing, it is about, in reality, the India's small and marginal farmer are in the vicious cycle, which means they have to spend on the seeds, they have to spend on the fertilizers, they have to spend on the insecticides, they have to spend for the irrigation purpose. So this all will add as the input cost. At the same time, there is another issue is about losses due to any climatic factor like flood, or else due to the climate change, or else a pest attack, that is also going to impact. So in that scenario, in reality, the Indian farmers are in the vicious cycle. Okay, which means they are moving downward in their economic structure due to these issues, due to the high input cost and also the vulnerability, climatic vulnerability. They are in a vicious cycle. They are moving down in their economic strata. So these are the things called as vicious cycle. So in that scenario, this integrated farming system going to reduces the input cost and also increases the income generated from their farming activities. So like how it is going to happen is, animals excreta will be act as a fertilizer, crop residues will be act as animal feed, enhances the productivity, reduces the input cost, reduces the seasonal dependency, which means consider that you are a cultivator, you are cultivating a crop, you can cultivate the crop only at the monsoon season. In the lean season, you won't cultivate anything in your field. So you don't have any income generation mechanism. At that scenario, you can do this fish farming or else poultry. So by the way, in the lean season also you will get certain money. So you can easily overcome the seasonal dependency, reduces the pollution. If you are going to use as the pesticides, weedicides means it is going to affect the environment by soil pollution and the water pollution. Even it will be act as the air pollution. It is a particulate matter. So these things are affecting your field and your environment, and also you. That is also can be overcome by this integrated farming system. And then it will increases the soil health. Obviously, it will going to do that, and also it will provide a stable and regular income for the farmer. In future, it will be act as the doubling of the farmer's income. So that is the motto of the government of India, to double the farmer's income. This integrated farming system is going to do that. So this is how the small and marginal farmer is going to benefit from this integrated farming system. But there are certain issues. We need certain technicalities, because the person who know how to cultivate in the land, they don't know about the fish farming. They don't know about how to manage this poultry. And also they need certain input for it. For that, initially they have to spend certain huge money. For that, the government need to spend on it. They have to provide certain subsidies. That is also the important things the government need to contribute. Because if you modify your field to both the things like fish farming, poultry, and then crop cultivation, means you have to spend certain money. That is also the needy one. So for that, the government have to make certain steps. But it is a foolproof mechanism. It will definitely lead to the positive things in the field. So that is the major things about the integrated farming system. Okay, so these are the certain things. So you can speak about certain issues also in the end at last, because it's a 15-mark question. You definitely need to speak certain issues of it. Issues means it is not a negative things, it is about the challenges to do that thing. You have to speak it. At last, in the concluding part, you have to speak about the thing called as, it is going to increases the farmer's income, and also it is going to achieve the government of India's motto of doubling of the farmer's income. So by the way, you can conclude it.